not be the best remembered president, but he does hold the distinction of holding many records. For one thing, and perhaps his greatest claim to fame, although a sad one, is that he spent the shortest term of office. He was president for only 1 month. He was elected in 1840 and took office on March 4th, 1841, which was the customary date of inauguration at that time. And tragically, he died on April 4th, 1841, of pneumonia. Despite having the shortest time in office, he made the longest inaugural speech of any president in history, not just up to that point, but even since then. His speech was over 8,000 words long, and it lasted for at least 100 minutes. He gave this speech outside on a very cold winter morning. Some say that there was a heavy sleet at that time, and he was not wearing an overcoat or a hat because he was a proud figure of an old soldier. The most common theory is that this led to his getting a bad cold, which eventually turned into pneumonia and caused his death, although some have since theorized that it was actually poor sanitation of the sewage system near the White House which led to his infection and death. But although he spent but 1 month in office, too short a time to really make a mark as a president, that doesn't mean that William Henry Harrison didn't have a fascinating life. The first time I heard about him, really seriously, and made note of his name, interestingly, was in a comedy sketch from a popular YouTube channel, Studio C. And it's a joke, a parody on the popular musical Hamilton by Lin-Manuel Miranda, that Miranda's next big hit is going to be about William Henry Harrison, and the irony of the fact that he died so shortly into his time. But despite the jokes in this comedy skit, he did have a fascinating life before he took office, and it's not surprising considering that he was the oldest president to be elected up to that point. He was 68 years of age when he took office. And his record would not be beat until Ronald Reagan in 1980, which was 140 years later. And it's not surprising, since the poor man died so quickly, that either consciously or subconsciously, the political system and the parties thought, maybe we shouldn't have such an old president to start. What chance does he have? There are many paths which lead to the White House, some of them through law, others through helping gain independence in the early days, and still others through military prestige. And it was this last option which was Harrison's path to the White House. You could consider him a man after George Washington's heart in the fact that he was a military hero before he became president, which was the case of only a few of the early presidents. Like Washington, he also came from Virginia.